How does an NBA player who makes $6.9 million complain that his meager salary will cause financial hardship for his family? How is it that people who make well into the six figures complain about living paycheck to paycheck? Hey guys, what's up? My name is John, and today's video is part of my financial teaching series where we're going to be talking about lifestyle inflation. What is it? What are some of my own personal stories? And I'm going to talk to you guys about how you could combat lifestyle inflation, especially if you just got out of college and you're starting up your first new real job. Before we get started, if you could please just take a millisecond and hit that like button down below. Really helps the channel out so much, really helps us get seen by more people on YouTube. Let me start with a story about myself. I sometimes wonder how I found myself in one of the most expensive Philadelphia suburbs, living in an apartment that's about to cost $1,700 a month and driving around in a $65,000 car. As an aside, I used to live in France and teach English. There, I lived in a studio apartment that was 22 meters squared, and it went for about $300 a month. The apartment was very cozy. I had a bed, a futon, bare minimal clothes. I had a bike that I bought from a friend that was 20 euros, and it wound up getting stolen. I took the train for situations where walking or taking my bike was not feasible. And overall, it was a very comfortable lifestyle. It was pretty minimalistic lifestyle. And now I find myself living in this huge luxury apartment, fake wooden floors, fake granite countertops, 10-foot high ceilings, huge windows, lots of natural light, very nice neighborhood, everything like that. And they want me to start paying $1,700 a month for this apartment. And it made me stop and think, how did I get here? I was paying $300 a month over there, and here rent is $1,500 a month. But am I 5 times happier living here than I am over there? No. Maybe I'm like 2 times happier, possibly 3 times, but I would definitely not say 5 times happier. And then you also have to ask yourself this question: can I afford this lifestyle? I shared a YouTube video on how much money I make, so you guys can determine that for yourself. Obviously, I pay all my bills on time. I don't have any credit card debt. Parse that question down. I can afford to live like this, but I can't afford to live like this. I want to save more money. I want to buy my own place one day. I want to keep investing into the stock market and into assets that will make my net worth skyrocket rather than depreciating assets and liabilities. This is something that you see people, especially in their 20s and 30s, as they're getting a new job, and they go upgrade their car, they go upgrade their apartment, they go start buying $800 sneakers, they go start Ubering everywhere, eating out everywhere, going and spending $200, $300 on a night out without any care in the world. My definition of lifestyle inflation is increasing your spending habits and lifestyle in conjunction with pay raises and a higher earning potential. It's also when things that were once seen as luxuries start becoming necessities. For example, flying first class everywhere is not a necessity to most people, and yet some people are out there who would not even fathom flying anywhere without doing so in first class. And here's the thing, most of us don't start out flying first class or flying in a private jet everywhere. You get conditioned to that. You get used to that lifestyle. Lifestyle inflation is how somebody like Ryan Serhant, a YouTuber, can go from driving around in a Ford Taurus to driving around in a fully loaded Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon that he thinks costs about $150,000, but he's not really sure because he only drives it maybe once or twice a month. You kind of stop and you think, how the hell did I get here, right? And to be fair, since Ryan Serhant gets driven around everywhere by a chauffeur, does he really even need a $150,000 G-Wagon? The 2 main issues with lifestyle inflation is that, first of all, it happens very insidiously and slowly over a long period of time. The second main issue is that once you get used to the inflated lifestyle that you're living, it gets really, really hard to downsize. Once you get used to eating out every day, being chauffeured around everywhere, and paying for a $300 a month gym membership that also couples as a spa, you start to justify these expenses. You start to get used to that kind of lifestyle. And when I'm going to a $300 a month gym, and then I go to my $19.99 a month gym, there is a big difference. But is that difference worth the extra $280 a month? And that's obviously for you to decide. That's for everybody to decide on a case-by-case basis. I'm not here to say one thing is better or worse than the other. I'm just saying that lifestyle inflation is how you kind of get to justifying a $300 a month gym. So how do you combat lifestyle inflation? I think the first step is that when you get that first new job out of college or when you get a pay raise, stop and think. If you just finished college and you have a first new job, you should continue living like a student. What it means is don't go out and spend $800 on sneakers. Don't go out and spend $400 on a car payment when you're earning $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. And then I think another big step towards combating lifestyle inflation, lifestyle creep, is to kind of let go of the materialism. Let go of trying to keep up with other people. Get rid of stuff that you don't really truly need in your life. When I was living in this small studio apartment, I didn't really have a ton of space for a lot of needless crap. There was nowhere to put all of that stuff. And yet I didn't miss it. Versus now, in this apartment, I have books that I've never read. I have dishware that I've never used. I have clothing that I've never worn. And so what did I do? I started to gather all this stuff, put them in bags, and donate them. Or maybe even sell the few valuable items on eBay, for instance. And I realized that I started putting way more thought and time into what I buy and acquire, right? Another way to avoid lifestyle creep is by creating a budget and sticking with it. I talk about this in my video, How to Budget Money. Look at all of your subscriptions and memberships and things like that. It's very easy to just subscribe for something and forget that you're on some sort of recurring subscription model. Just reassess. Hypothetically, say you're signed up for some TV or streaming service. Did you actually get your money's worth out of that service? Or would you benefit from cutting that service and putting that money towards something else? I also think it's very important to pay yourself first, and that when you get a significant pay raise or pay increase, continue living the lifestyle that you're used to, that you're comfortable at, and start investing or saving that difference. So when I ultimately downsize my apartment, I'm going to be putting all of that money towards my house down payment fund. As I'm downgrading and downsizing my lifestyle, I'm not just throwing away the money on more luxuries. At the very minimum, what you can do in conjunction with the budget is that you save up money every month, so that way when you do buy that new phone or that new car or that new house, whatever, you have money set away to pay for it, right? These were intentional purchases. They're not just off the cuff, willy-nilly spending choices that are inadvertently inflating your lifestyle. So guys, I hope that this video helped explain what lifestyle inflation is and give you guys some ideas on how to combat it. Feel free to share in the comment section down below a few of your examples of lifestyle inflation, lifestyle creep. And guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm doing a whole series on finances, money management, and how to generate wealth. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.